Hello, Route. So, I don't know what I'm doing today, cause... Nah. No, genuinely, I have no clue what I'm doing specifically today. Cause, I've mostly been working on a lot of the back-end stuff. Or, not back-end, like conceptual stuff. Recently. So, unfortunately, the majority of my work currently is in a Word document. Which is terrible. It's terrible. But that is what it is. Anyways. Buen dia, Kova, Nimby, Redadine, how's it guys doing? What have I done so far? I have made no progress. It's a combination of me just getting kind of depressed and not really wanting to work on anything, and kind of getting a little bit too into the most recent Fortnite season. I'm sorry guys, Fortnite does stuff to me. Fortnite does stuff to me. But I'm mostly like trying to figure out what kind of mechanics I want to have in the game, because I think that would make things interesting. We'll see if the language. We'll see if it's actual language of the gods. I mean, because like as it is right now, it's kind of just a bit of a whatever thing. Because of I don't know what specifically I'm doing right now with it. Please include a eugenics mechanic. I am not really invested in having any kind of any mechanics like that, honestly. Like, jokes aside, I don't really know what the use case would be. Like, that kind of thing would like come out of, like, say, I was gonna do no autism stat. Yeah, no autism stat. Tragic, I know. Tragic. How's my day been? I'm gonna spend a day. Work went by pretty quick. My tooth has been hurting a lot more lately. So, maybe I should call up the dentist office and ask them to, if I should get on something to get rid of that before we get it removed. The 3rd. So in like a week. I actually believe it will be a Wednesday, so yeah, like a week. No, not even. Talking doesn't really do it, it just periodically flares. I think a part of it's because I tend to grind my teeth a bit too. Just because I've been very stressed lately. Can I cover it financially? Ah, Coburn. Even if I did floss constantly all day, every day, you know, this tooth is going to be a problem regardless. Because it's not supposed to be here. Flossing, I can't see how dancing will help. Yeah, exactly. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Did the kids still play Fortnite or? I don't know. The game updated today and I feel like it got a lot less stable. So... okay, let me think here. Okay, so... okay, this is in the Singleton unit list. What is it that I have open right here? Oh, that's the official plugin. Okay, so this is gonna be in our unit list. I'm gonna be honest, unit list is a bit of an awkward place to have anything, I feel like. Because... get paid on the 31st. Oh, fine. I don't get paid again till, the 3rd, ironically. So the day of my dentist appointment. So I'll at least have money for that. Maybe. Hopefully. Unless something ends horribly. Okay, so... Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, so there's a bug in here. Okay, wait. So it looks like there's cost object, simulation, cost control. Because I'm wondering if there's a good way for me to make it to where a unit can ignore the, what's it called? Terrain costs. Got paid yesterday and now it's all gone again. God, that's like the worst part these days, Corbin. Will I be doing a giveaway of the tooth if it has to come out? Well, it's coming out regardless. Yeah. I'm wanting to figure that one out. I'm guessing there's something to do with cost. Because that's like the most likely situation here. My favorite part about this entire thing, by the way, is how they are so minimalist when it comes to the number of comments that they have in this. Nah, it's not happening. I'm not doing that. You ever hate how like bugs will get in your face? Okay, OBJ key. Base cost all. Get cost object. Okay, so I think I'm seeing what we're looking at here. Hate when you're trying to sleep and it buzzes your ear. Yes. I know! It's the worst. Yeah, but anyway, so what I'm wanting to do here is, I'm wanting to, like, create a particular type of tile. But, okay, there's two things that I'm thinking of wanting to do here. Either creating a tile that lets a unit into the tile, but basically dumps all of their movement. So they can go no further than that tile. I might be overthinking it a bit. Yeah, basically. Not like the pitfalls from Radiant Dawn, though. And Path of Radiance. The mischievous banana peel tile. The old banana peel. I mean, not necessarily, because I do still want the unit to still be able to actually do actions. It's just more of like they can go to that and stop right there. Nah, nothing like that. I still kind of prefer old school XCOM to it, though. Time units was, in my opinion, the best way to do stuff. But then, thank you for the work. think here. Okay, we're just gonna look for just the keyword cost. Probably shows up a lot, but I'm just trying to figure this out. Okay. This is something. This is something. Part of this is just me trying to keep things a bit chill. Hiromi, welcome, Steven. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what language that is. It's like... I want to say Java, but I also know that I'm pretty sure the print command for Java is like... dang it. It's like... system.out.println or something like that for printing to the console. Man, Java is just a wonderful language. It's like you take all of the extreme hatred that the average autistic person has for the world and just you turn it into a programming language. It's a wonderful thing. Java really is the best programming language. When I was at my community college, my Java professor and my SQL professor, they constantly fought over this stuff. Especially like as sips coffee after dropping the horse Java truth on you. This isn't coffee, it's tea. I'm learning. I mean, there was when I went to college. She was really nice. She actually was very concerned when I dropped out. She actually sent me a text afterwards, just being like, "Hey, I saw that you were dropping out of Or it was like she saw that I wasn't on the rolls that semester, and she actually did reach out to me afterwards. I kind of always did feel a little bit bad because I never really went anywhere with it. In some ways, I feel like looking back on all of that stuff, it kind of feels a little bit bad because of the fact that just all the stuff that I like really went into. Like the subjects I was best at, I always felt like were the ones that I tended to or the ones that I was always the most enthusiastic about were the ones that I was always the worst at. I didn't do too great in my Java class, and history wasn't much better either, honestly. Just kind of happened after I got to like Java 2. Man, that was a rough semester. But it is what it is. Well, so the thing is that like when it came to like in-person classes, I was always really I really liked asking questions. Hey, look, I'm Steven. And my teachers loved me for it. They really liked that I asked a lot of questions. I never tested well though. Like one time my history teacher actually straight up came came up to me and asked. He just noted, like, you know, it's like you asked the most questions out of everybody in the class, but your grades are really kinda not very good. Shut up, human garbage. Okay, I'm not seeing any good way for me to figure out how to find movement costs. Which is unfortunate, but it's just like, you know, one of those things where it's kind of like you ever just feel like in another situation, like if things went just a little bit different, you might have actually been able to like do something that you wanted to do. I don't know. Maybe I would have been miserable in it. For what it's worth, I probably wouldn't have been able to get a job in the industry anyways, even if I did finish college. This is like around the time that I started learning that everything like just how bad getting into programming was. I mean, I've never really would have wanted to be in HR because I don't really like HR departments. Because, you know, I mean, nowadays I'd love to work in HR. Because then I can torture people and it's legal. I did. I didn't have the socks and I needed them the most. And now I'm here. In this awful place. Yeah, ice cold take. HR is the worst thing ever. Yeah, no, I hate HR, honestly. Because it's like, you know, they'll try to sit down and act like, you know, they'll be the ones doing the wellness checks to make sure you don't, like, you don't off yourself. But the reality is they're only doing this because, legally speaking, if they don't, they could be seen as liable. That's fair. Get cost object. The return value must always be in this format. The map simulator object assumes this format. Does get cost object ever get called? It does. So my best guess is that this is movement cost. But I just don't know what specifically it's for. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but... You know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the smart thing. And I'm gonna go in the Steam discussions and ask them why. I mean, listen, I'm actually really happy that I'm doing VTubing now. My only fear is just that, like, I'm gonna eventually not be able to do it anymore because of just issues. Well, not like just issues, but like... It's like it not being viable financially. That actually is a bit of a fear of mine. Because I really do want to keep streaming. Well, PT, welcome, streaming. Watched How to Train Your Dragon. I'm gonna be your friend. It's a very questionable thing to open with, buddy. You're opening with questionable statements. Okay, let's see here. Just need to find my own oil baron chatter. Yeah, but the way things are currently going. See for the trading card. Let's see here. Going to hit the consumes one move for every 2 steps taken on it. Oh, okay, there's an official plugin for movement cost. Okay, wait, hold on. So it'd be in... There's so many things in the official plugin, by the way. It's not even fun. It's not even funny how many things are in the official plugin. Okay, so it's simulation cost. Okay, so rounds enforced in the terrain of a high consumed move value. This plugin lowers the consumed move by 1 for a specific terrain. First, create a terrain group in the database and assign the script to the terrain you want. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. It's like my main fear is just like, you know, is that the economy is gonna get so bad that even the oil baron is gonna have to is gonna have to cut back a little. That's my fear. I'm gonna get like a like I'll get an oil baron. But he'll also be poor. It's gonna be horrible. I'm gonna be streaming out of my car or something. I did that once. I did that once. Am I proud of it? I mean, I'm not ashamed of it, but it's also like kind of whatever thing, cause I mean, you know that RV streaming was no different than anything else. The problem is my RV is several states over and it's not going anywhere. That's the current concern. No, I was streaming out of my RV for a bit there, but I did have like one stream that was done in my car. I played Spore Creatures for the Nintendo DS. Cause that was all my my $200 Linux laptop could run. If I leave it too long, someone can... I mean, it's in storage. I'm still paying the storage fees. I know worries when you're... Yeah, no, I'm not like leaving the RV abandoned anywhere. I'm paying storage fees for it. My main issue right now is just like over the last during the last winter that I was in it about 2 years ago, the RV's gray tank fell. And that was really scary. Thankfully, it was just the gray tank and not the black tank, so that would have been awful. But yeah, everything froze. Everything just froze. It was horrible. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't prepared for the cold, and it was horrible. Honestly, it was unironically one of the worst periods of my life. But that's just how stuff goes. Okay, wait, so... Okay, create a state in the database, the cost key with the cost key impasse, cost down 1, specify by custom parameters. Okay, skill and database cost keys. The skill type is custom and the keyword is cost change. Okay, so my best guess here is that the way that this works is... it just basically changes how this is. I have like a ton of... There are so many plugins that they just made themselves. It's not even funny. But yeah, there's just a whole lot here. Yeah, no, it was unironically terrible. I genuinely will say, if there was a time in my life I would have ever, like, really done something regrettable, that might have been the time, honestly. Because that was just such a difficult time. Yeah, better in some ways, worse in others. But that is just kind of how it is, because there's a lot of stuff in here. My main hope now is that I'm able to get enough work done so I can actually start seeing some income from this stuff. But I've also got the realization that it's hard to say how it'll all go in the end. It is what it is, though. What's the readme for this? The display conditions on the character screen is turned on when a unit joins a player. Oh, this is just all of the stuff here. Actually, I should probably take a look here at my options for the multi-tile units, because that is one of those things I did want to work on. Have I considered becoming a welfare and our alimony queen? Oh, human garbage. No one would ever marry me. Well, that and I also just don't really have much interest in, I don't wanna, like... the problem is that I'm a good person. And I don't wanna go out screwing people over like that. I didn't need to get I didn't need to get around to getting food stamps though. Diablo has too much hope. Nah, it's one of those things I've learned though. Can't do stuff. Never do anything with your fans. It's bad luck. Also, it's just a good way to have bad things happen in general. I've been pretty excited for the next No Man's Sky update. I'm a little bit afraid that I'm getting a little bit too hopeful about it though. Okay, wait, so let's render a conditional show. Okay, so it's gonna be render conditional show. This is me not being able to read the readme. I'd like to play No Man's Sky, but unfortunately there's no men allowed. Yeah, it's very old-fashioned like that. He didn't think about it until we found out we was related. Yeah. Okay, set the keyword for class conditional display to crystals with a similar. So it's similar to animation ID 0 in the class custom parameters. You specify multi-tile. Now this is a bit of a rough one, I'm gonna be honest. the main problems that also comes out with this as well is the fact that the way that it works for like the animations, it doesn't allow for proper movement animations. It's like a unit can take up multiple tiles, but they're not gonna be able to actually use the multiple tiles. Or they'll not be able to really move. They won't be able to have animations when they're moving. Which is a problem that I have, because I want that to be a thing. But I was thinking I could just have that be as just having it to where, depending on the unit rotation, like depending on the unit rotation, that would let you be able to set whether or not they it changes what specific thing you got. But welcome back, Warlock. You are catching frogs. They probably deserved it. I have to think about this one, but you watch a few indie droppings that don't marry their fans. Ooh, Pharrell? It's dangerous stuff right there. Dangerous stuff. Okay, so... Oh, okay, unit range panel. I really have no clue how this is supposed to work. And this is the main reason why I'm very likely to not. So what kind of units take up more than one tile? Well, I'd like that to be the case for most of the larger monster units. If you want me to be specific, I mean, look. Fire Emblem never gave its dragon units the intimidation that they deserved. And even less the player dragon units. That's all I really think I need to say there. It's just like... It's frustrating. Because it's like, when they finally introduced multi-tile units into Fire Emblem, they weren't playable for the first 2 games they were a thing. And then we finally get a multi-tile unit in a Fire Emblem game, and what happens with it? What is it? Freaking elephant. It's just an elephant. It's like of all the things, we finally get a playable 2x2 unit in a Fire Emblem game. It's a freaking elephant. And you know what the worst part about this is? Do you really want to know what the worst part about this is? 2x2 units in a strategy game are one of the oldest freaking concepts. They have them in XCOM UFO Defense for MS-DOS, for crying out loud. It's like a PS1 era thing. Yes, war elephants are cool, okay? I won't deny that. I don't even really take issue with the concept. My problem is that there is one thing that, like, has been one of the constants in Fire Emblem. I mean, yes and no, Astral Cataclysm. Nah, but typically when it comes to like modern Fire Emblem Dragon designs, they tend to be either over-designed or we made this thing and we're just gonna call it a dragon, even though it's definitely not a dragon. What a take of that Japanese guy like 3 wives is still doing YouTube. I mean, the original XCOM was originally for MS-DOS, and there was also a release on PS1. XCOM UFO Defense was released in 1994. I believe that was a bit after the first Fire Emblem. Wait, let's see here. Like, I think like a year or two. Yeah, XCOM UFO Defense was 4 years after the original Fire Emblem. Wait, Fire Emblem was released on 420? What is up with that date? Why does that date haunt me? My big favorite events all happening on 420. This date won't leave me alone! Everywhere I go, it's just 420. It's 420. Anyways, but put simply, I don't like how modern Fire Emblem's dragon designs tend to look, cause either they're over-designed or they lack any real serious intimidation factor. Ah, dang. Ryan is born on weed day. Oh yeah, speaking of weed, I'm very excited to be able to kill Snoop Dogg. I'm very excited. If one of the kills in that contract don't feature like putting him, like locking him in a room while he just gets freaking gassed with weed, I'm gonna be very disappointed. Snoop Dogg is that guy. Snoop Dogg is what we warn you of when we tell you don't make weed your entire personality. Oh, night, Diablo. Pretty sure Snoop Dogg said that about somebody else once. I don't know. All I know is I just find it funny. No, it's just like, man, come on, weed isn't cool anymore, okay? Weed's for cancer patients. Let's set you in a tile. Okay, if type of unit dot get class dot custom tile does not equal undefined, set multi-tile array, unit get class custom multi-tile. So now I'm just kind of curious if there's a way for you to... Wait, hold on. Frame index I... Like, I'm mostly curious if it's at all possible to... Because I remember I did ask them about this a while ago. It's really weird too, because like they haven't set up so that like it's set up so that these units can move, but it's not set up in such a way that you can actually like devise an actual way to get them to look correct, like actually have animations when they move. It's actually really funny, honestly. Also, I just remember Snoop Dogg admitted Willie Nelson outsmoked him. Look, there's always someone better, alright? I'm sorry to say. It's like, you know, as Qui-Gon Jinn once said, there's always a bigger fish. Nature's scary. Nature's scary. Wait. Okay, hold on. So maybe the problem is that I feel like I'd have to edit the actual render conditional show if I wanted to get it to work. And the issue there is I feel like it would be a bit, I don't know, I'm a bit worried about doing that one. I probably should though. But then again, would it even show up when a unit's moving? So this is kind of the concern I have here. It's so over that new anime tactics game has mostly negative reviews. Name, come on, hit me. I want to see what we're looking at. I want to see it. Brigandine Abyss. This sounds like shovelware, I'm gonna be honest with you. $50! Damn! 3D graphics. Also, it looks like this one does more. This one's meant to do more hexagonal stuff there. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with one thing here. Oh wait, so okay, now I'm just kind of curious about how the overall thing here works on it. Also, of all the things you named your MacGuffin the Brigandine. That's the name of your MacGuffin, the Brigandine. Though, for what it's worth, the MacGuffin weapon in the original Fire Emblem was the Falchion. So, for what it's worth, it's pretty, yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a fan of hexagonal strategy games. So, Jack, welcome, Steven. Yeah, I'll be honest though, this doesn't really look like it'll be my thing. Let's take a look at why everybody didn't like it though. Let's see, the game is a hard time limit, and unlike the previous game, you can't turn it off. Also, you can't invade any base. Some are locked by default till the plot happens and you'll be fighting other kingdoms that aren't that fun at it. Yeah, this... Okay, I see why there's some complaints here. Looks like it's a sequel to another game and everybody's just kind of like, yeah, it's fair, actually. Dang, though! Let's see here. Long-time fan of Brigandine playing since the PS1. I like that Brigandine runners here didn't try to reinvent the wheel. They changed very little and just gave the new words new maps, and the only thing changes from Djinns to elementals, and the fresh idea of having a game mode where you can mix and match your crew. True to the name, it is abysmal. So the same monsters are there, only now you have extremely limited access to only a few monsters, and if you want the full selection, you now have to go and invade a country that happens to have the monsters you want. Alright, so it looks like most of the complaints are about the progression system. Ah, dude, you can't rebind the keys! That's like... Hey! Fire Emblem's biggest problem problem is that it's progressively becoming less and less Fire Emblem. I found a positive review. 0.3 hours on record. Man, that was depressing. Oh, I have no clue. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't write any of this code. This is like stuff that the devs made. I'm mostly just I'm doing what devs do. Steal code. Honestly though, one of the biggest issues I think that a lot of series have though, and I think this is a serious problem, the problem of, why is this a part of this series? Like, one of the things that actually genuinely upsets me about a lot of franchises that come out is when they're like, wait, direction? I see. Doesn't look like it actually gets the direction though. Anyways, one of the biggest issues that I see with a lot of franchises, like a lot of series, is when you make such drastic changes to the series. And you end up with the situation where it's like, if this was a spin-off, I wouldn't hate it. That's how it is with Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed is a great example of this. Like, and I'd be all down for this if it wasn't for the fact that, like, this is it. This is our mainline game. Okay, Anarchy, you have to remember that, test scores have been going down for years. People are gonna love GTA 6. People will sell their firstborn child for GTA 6. Oh my god! You want to talk about the part about that I hate the most, by the way, when everything suddenly turned into an action movie game? The fact that, like, we went from, like, tight games where things had systems to them, and then you end up with some of the most gamey feeling stuff. Like, a really good example for me will probably be Hitman. We went from Hitman Blood Money. What kind of game is the code for? It is for a simulation RPG. Basically a Fire Emblem-like. But like anyway, so Hitman's a really good example because we get Blood Money, where one of the things that I really liked about Blood Money is the fact that everything in that game had like a physicality to it. Like, nothing felt like it just arbitrarily existed. Like, it only exists in the protagonist's pockets and nowhere else. Like, that's a serious issue that a lot of older games have, in my opinion. Or, like, a lot of newer games have. Where you end up in a situation where it's like an object kind of doesn't really exist outside of the character's hands. Like, one thing about Blood Money that's like a feature that I'm surprised never really returned to the series. Did you know that in Blood Money you could throw literally any object in the game? Like if you wanna like throw your guns over a wall so you can retrieve them later, that's an option. Like, it's not a crazy impressive thing, but it's just like, it's neat. It's a cool thing to have as an option. And in my opinion, not enough games do stuff like that anymore. Or like just like the way, or even just like the feel of the original Jedi Knight games, you know? Like in the original Jedi Knight games, you feel like a Jedi. Like, that's one of those things that actually really upsets me. Because I find it really funny because it's simultaneously the game's a first-person shooter in a lot of sections. But you feel like a Jedi. And it's just like one of those things that you don't get to see in a lot of games these days. I'm not even like talking about like with the realistic lightsaber stuff either. Cause it's just like stuff like the way that the movement feels, the way that you're able to just kind of... My biggest issue with a lot of games nowadays is QTEs. Or even just in general, button prompts. You see it in like every single game. It's button prompts. There's a specific place where you go to do something. You can't just jump. There's a specific place where you're allowed to jump. And then... Or just like, you know, or like a specific action to be able to get around. Like old school games, they'll be like, you know, hey, you want to do this wherever? You can just do it whenever. But nowadays, they'll sit down and tell you gotta only at a specified position in the map because everything's gotta be built like a freaking Metroidvania these days. It's really sad that Jedi Academy really didn't have any kind of follow-up, honestly. Because I'll be honest, Jedi Academy, they had it. They had it in Jedi Academy. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm making like no progress, and that's probably... That is definitely what's happening here. Look. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing. I love looking like a burnt Thanksgiving turkey. Keldora the bomb. Oh, that's another thing right there. I'm pretty sure that the spiritual successor is abandoned. Also, I'll be honest, I think like if you want a spiritual successor, you need to have like the single player as well. Star Wars: The Republic Rage basing it their ugliest since playable Nautilus? What? I don't know. Nothing Star Wars doesn't really do too well is playable aliens. Like, it's actually kind of disappointing how, like, they... Like... It's so rare for any kind of... It's extremely rare for any kind of race that isn't human to be playable. Like, the fact that, like, that's one of those things that I would have loved to see in, like, a KOTOR follow-up. Where, like, you can actually play as something that isn't human, and it actually has a direct effect on many interactions, frankly. Like, I would love to see a game where you could, as the player, play as a Wookiee. And then have to deal with the costs that would be incurred by playing as a Wookiee. Mainly the fact that being physically incapable of interacting on any kind of meaningful level to the vast majority of sentience. Like, seeing something like that in a Star Wars RPG would be unironically cool in my opinion. But they wouldn't do something like that because they don't want to do a Fallout 2 style playing as an actual retard. They don't want to go all the way with this. Only alien I ever played was the Plo Koon one after making him look like a hobo in Jedi Academy. That'd be kind of sick, actually. You know, like you know, you like or like maybe that'd be like a unique trait that you could get alongside it. Like, you know, like they could make a Mad Claw a unique trait that Wookiee characters can have. That makes it to where they're basically shunned by their people, but they get like massive unarmed blasts. Yeah, no, that's what happened to Zalbar's father. Or was Zalbar? No, I think it was actually Zalbar. I think Zalbar was considered a Mad Claw because he attacked his brother, and that's what got him kicked out of his village. That's what got him exiled. Okay, human garbage. It is 100% canon in Star Wars that Twi'leks make the best slaves. I'm pretty sure this is like a universally accepted fact. There's like no other species that's conventionally attractive that reaches the same level of being conventionally attractive and submissive enough to be on the level of Twi'leks in terms of potential slaves. Wookiees are good if you need to build a comically large space station, but they do have to be euthanized afterwards. Asari versus Twi'leks. I don't know what it is. I just really don't like Asari. They're a little too lanky for me TV. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Twi'leks make the best slaves. It's just how it is. I'm pretty sure this is like... This is effectively canon. Is it the short tentacle hair thing? I don't know what it is. I think it really is just the whole breeding with every single species thing. I just find that part to be particularly just, you know, sprouting headcanon is the... No, I'm pretty sure it's canon. I'm pretty sure it's canon. I sincerely recall hearing somewhere that Twi'leks are just naturally submissive for whatever reason. Maybe that was a joke. I don't know. But I mean, why is it that whenever you see somebody who's enslaved in Star Wars, there's a pretty good chance they're a Twi'lek? I can see George saying that in an interview. I didn't know how much he liked Darth Talon. Racial predisposition to bottoming. Yes, okay. I never said that, Quindison. Twilight keeps selling other Twi'leks into slavery. Well, yeah, no, what happens is they have like a big civil war, and the green ones sell all the blue ones off-world to Hutts. That's just what happens! I was never a fan of unnatural skin colors, honestly, and stuff. I remember George pitched a buddy cop idea with Darth Maul and Darth Talon. Maybe it's just the handy head tails, they're easy to catch. Apparently they're also really sensitive. And not like in the hot way, more so in the you could potentially kill them by hitting them really hard. It could be very bad, okay? No clue what that's for, Suzak. Twi'lek men are really where they fall short. Men with twin tails are not it. Yes, okay? Yes. That right there. That right there. That's the problem. Okay, Okay, so I think the way this. Okay, so the way I think this works is that it. So I guess you have to like make multiple versions of this, or. Anyways. Look, I'll be honest. These streams are where the absolute lowest amount of actual progress is gonna happen. Oh my god, somebody on the SRPG Studio EX community is putting in a feature request for native support for multi-tile units. God, I hope that happens, because the way they are in the current game is... ugh. You know? Here's hoping. See, they keep finding the units for the variables for each weapon type if attack, a weapon attacks goes at what? But there's still progress? Not really, Windir. Like I said, I'm not exactly in a current position right now. I'm still, like I said, figuring out roughly what I want to do. Like right now, I'm kind of working on the outline for the doc. So I know roughly what I want to work. So I know roughly what I want it to feature. But it's complicated. So Twi'leks are like Russians. The women are all beautiful, but the men are all ugly. Farmer Jack, that is completely false, okay? Russian women have... There's two types of Russian women, okay? There's OnlyFans models and the babushka. Alright, that's just how it is. I'm not wrong. Yeah, somewhere in their 30s, they all turn into little round balls. Yeah, it's just like you hit 45, your nose grows like your nose grows like 6 inches. You get like this absolute just peasant witch aesthetic. And yet and somehow you come into just an incredible jam recipe that you will take to your grave. Also, you have 72 grandchildren for some reason. The same thing could be said of Asian women just in their 50s. They suddenly turn 95. Yeah, no, it's just like suddenly that's just how it is. That's what anime taught me. It's like, you know, suddenly like you get like 3 feet shorter and really wrinkly. And it just happened. It's extremely sudden. you know, Japanese old lady, like, you know, before she became an official old lady, she was like 6 feet. Then just one day, one day, 3.5. It's terrible. Yeah, them's the rules. I'm sorry. I was actually tempted to play Project Zomblade tonight. Is it possible they're too small to be a lily? I don't think so. It's a very interesting question, Mundier, but I don't think so. Yeah, Ava got it. Ava started a Zomblade server, and I'm thinking I'm gonna join up on it. Well, you gotta remember, Loli is an aesthetic. Very important. It's an aesthetic. Speaking of too small, Ava. Like, I kinda got a few ideas here. But the main thing I'm gonna want to focus the most on, though, is definitely gonna be the combat, because I want the strategy to feel good. Basically, tardigrade. Because one of the main issues that I do have with a lot of games is when the stuff you're gonna be interacting with the most is not fun. That's good to hear, right? I'm hoping that you're able to get discharged soon. Yeah, but I played Zomblade for like the first time today. It's definitely interesting, especially the fact that it's permadeath. Don't feel like Echo doesn't give players both a warp and alert capable of one-shotting bosses. Honestly, one thing I actually do want to avoid is... I actually do want to avoid giving any character the ability to easily take out a unit in a single turn. Because the way I'm wanting to have things set up is a bit more... And you can find out Corpse shambling about... Yeah, no, it's crazy. I think in this specific case here, though, I'm pretty sure that my character just straight up died, though. Just bled out. But don't worry, character 2 ended a little bit better, okay? I decided to, you know, have him as like a drill sergeant get up at first. And the first thing I did was ransack the house I spawned in, and I found a pair of thigh highs and a bra, and naturally I had him put those on because that was very important. Very important. And then I broke into the neighbor's house and discovered that the TVs work. The tactical fire hides are important tactically. You say, yeah, no, it's the best way to keep your legs safe. Maybe. Kind of. Of course you gotta get used to it. Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. Yeah, my problem was I didn't know how combat worked. Second character was when I actually figured out how combat worked and I killed a zombie with a pen. Alright, listen, I mean... Look. Listen, Astral Cataclysm. They make programming more efficient. Alright. They make programming more efficient. Yeah, a frigging pen! Of course, the pen didn't last much beyond that one character, though. Past that one enemy I killed, because it is in fact the pen. You know, now that I think about it, I don't know, would breaking... Okay, so if you broke the zombie's neck, would that kill it? Was it a pen 15? No, I think it was a number 4 ballpoint. I made that up. I really don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe not kill it, but it'll definitely disable it. I'm gonna be honest, it is kind of one of the issues I do have with zombies is mostly just its... Man, when you know how this stuff works, it turns into a thing, you know? Also, everybody talks about cordyceps for like potential zombie viruses. Even though I'm pretty sure it's been effectively proven that the cordyceps virus is would be incapable of handling the human nervous system due to its complexity. I don't know. Now, if you want to talk about the way that mushrooms could kill us one day, however, Do you know how many mushroom spores are in the air at any given time? It's concerning. It's concerning how prolific they are. Yeah, but they always find some way to make it like, oh, global warming happened, even though, I'll be honest, you all talk about the realistic outcome. Bioweapon. 100% it will be a bioweapon. I'm going to imagine most of them are lion's mane. I have no clue. I have no clue. They always cut to the look on this even. Yeah, but all that needs to happen basically is one of the more prolific types of mushroom spores would just basically have to decide that they really like living inside of the lungs of living creatures. And then congratulations, now you gotta drink fungicide for the rest of your life. Humans will die when we all become fat chuds like in WALL-E and a single power outage wipes us out. That's how it'll end. But that's canon. That is the canon of how we're all gonna die. I thought we called that Mountain Dew. I don't know. Mountain Dew probably will be the death of us, though. Have you seen what it does to a penny? I mean, I haven't, but it's probably pretty rough. I'm just saying. Okay, so let's go back over to the README. I used to drink so much Mountain Dew that when energy drinks came out, they didn't affect me. Oh. Okay, maybe instead look for attack. Because one concept I actually do want to consider adding here as well is making it to where ways to just completely negate the attack command. But even if the player selects attack in the unit command, that would be disabled. Battle cancel. What's that one? Let's see here. Execute unit event before the start of the battle. This program will cancel the battle if that event turns on a specific switch. Canceling means unit only waits. I don't... this doesn't feel like it's right. I'm guessing not then. Isn't coffee poisonous to non-humans? Maybe? I don't know. I know that chocolate kills most things as well. Thank you for hydrate. And I'll stitch. Coffee is toxic to non-human things in a lot of instances, as far as I know. But plants like coffee grounds. So what's up with that then? Parameta bonus. It's free carbon since the grounds are just depleted. Interesting. Ancient man just kept putting toxic stuff in their mouth until it stopped killing them. Yeah, basically. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Are you telling me we could just be spraying coffee on all of our plants and that'll kill all the bugs? Man, I swear. We're putting all this stuff on the plants. It's killing us. Could have just used coffee. God's gift to us all. Coffee. The one thing that makes it all worth it in the end. Composition API? There's a lot of stuff here. careful, Monsanto will silence you. Same thing with nicotine. Some people use a tobacco spray on fruit trees. You know, I wonder if that could lead to addictive properties. Which, if anything, would actually make us want to use it even more, because, you know... Listen, I need this specific brand of apples. I don't know what it is. It's the only type of apple that doesn't give me the shakes. I don't have a problem. It's the other apple guys for not making better apples. It feels like I've been standing my entire life, and I have only now for the first time sat down. Nicotine is for cowards. Do black tar heroin like a man. Ah, look at Raven. Up comes Steven. This is turning into the Simpsons tomatoes with tobacco in them. Listen! One of my favorite Minecraft mods is the one that came out a bit ago that adds cigarettes. And like it's in autistic detail. So like you just have an entire mod where you just had a guy sit down and just be like, so it's a mod where you have to make it. It's not just we're just adding cigarettes just to have cigarettes. No, the guy just straight up adds them in like the most convoluted, full on. Yeah, no, it's peak. It's peak. Like the guy just straight up makes it to where it's like, oh yeah, no, you have to cure the tobacco, and there's different quality levels, and does it do anything? I have no clue. All I know is it's funny, and they also made it so that you can have a cigar in your mouth at any given time, which in my opinion is just a good aesthetic. That's cool, okay? In my opinion, the best Minecraft mods are the ones where, like, you know the person who made this mod is at least mildly autistic for a very specific thing. Like, you know, at least somebody involved in the Create mod likes trains. Likes trains just a little too much. And it's wonderful, honestly. The hardest part about these is just the sheer number of plugins that you don't know. There's so many of them. Wait, is there a terrain sound option that makes it to where you can change the sound effects based on the terrain? That's like way down the line for like anything I'd even sit down and consider, but like... Interesting. Like, is that a game changer? No, but it's like, hey, that's kind of neat, actually. On an unrelated note, do dragons like peanut butter as much as dogs? No particular reason. Sounds like a good way to get hurt. But the answer is no. It is. Gregor Danielson Ward. How is your day been? Welcome. Welcome. I'm still working on this. I'm still trying to figure this out. It is imperative the cylinder remains unharmed. Oh, by the way, do you want to know what the absolute best solution to the cylinder problem is? Like the one that I am pretty sure will actually result in the cylinder not being harmed? Ah, okay. That makes sense then. Oh, that would work, but cast saw. The cast saw is the most effective way to ensure that the cylinder remains unharmed. Unfortunately, you're not gonna find that anywhere but a hospital, so have fun with explaining that one to your local doctor. I mean, you know, so like, you know, if you gotta like, you know, buy it from anywhere. I'm gonna be honest, I recently was like, I was watching YouTube a bit ago, and I heard that story about the guy who accidentally castrated himself with a livestock bander. God. Ugh. It's like one of those things where it's just like, you know, you just kind of like, you just see that point where, like, you kind of realize the life just fades from his eyes, you know? How do you accidentally do that? He thought it would make it bigger. It did not make it bigger. What a sentence on a 2-hour mark. I know. I'm bringing up all the cursed knowledge now. Oh, sorry. No, he put it on the main thing. The cylinder was indeed harmed in this scenario. The cylinder was indeed harmed. Yeah, so I'm getting secondhand pain. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be honest. It's like, on one hand, it's like, it's a really sad story. Because, like, you get to see a lot of it, but apparently the guy still pops in periodically on the thread where I initially, like, you know, asked for advice about it. And he does occasionally update, like, you know. Okay, no, so the way that livestock banders work, it uses pressure to basically kill the tissue. So like, it doesn't actually cut it off. It doesn't actually cut it off. It cuts off circulation. Too much? Probably too much. I'm sorry. They do it for music now. Yeah, but the whole thing now is just like. But occasionally I'll pop back into the thread just, you know, kind of update. In case you're wondering, he did in fact lose it. It was very sad, honestly. Yeah, but he occasionally would still pop into the thread that he originally made about the whole thing just to like update people. He's apparently still living his life. Doing his best. So in a way it's like kind of wholesome for like despite the whole situation there. Like okay, so just cut the background music. I don't know. It's like one of those things where it's just like, on one hand, I want to do background music. On the other hand, I don't. I freaking hate. One thing I really hate is the fact that you can't put something in the background. I'll figure it out regardless. But yeah, the whole situation there is just What? Am I gone? Am I gone? No, I'm still here. Okay. Anyways. I think that's all. I think I've done everything. I'm at the 2-hour mark. So I'm gonna call it. Again, I'm sorry that you're not really that they're not really getting too much done. It is like 80% just me yapping and nothing else. Oh, it looks like a few people in BC are streaming. I guess I'll give it to Razor. He's currently streaming with everyone. But yeah. Would viewers approve of managers for the Oshis if they made themselves eunuchs? Possibly. Wait. Oh, did stream die? Did stream die for a minute there? Well, that's an oops on my part. Okay, guess I'm gonna have to call it then. I'll catch you guys later then. Maybe, I don't know what I said. I don't know what I did or anything really. So yeah, anyways, thank you all very much for watching. And yeah, no, I saw it. It's weird. It appeared on the thing, and I have no clue how that happened. I'll have to look into that. Anyways, tomorrow I'll be doing more Phoenix points. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. So, guys,